Morning, this is Brian. Today is Friday, May 29th, 2026, and I'm here at the San Diego River Park, here where Rancho Bernardo and Escondido meet, here in San Diego County. Now today, I'm going to try to hit a few summits in this area. A couple of smaller ones, and maybe even a larger one. There are three really local small summits, unnamed. There's Hill 460 over near Piedras Pintadas. There's a small grotto, it's supposed to have a small waterfall. There's a Peak 498 and a Peak 510. And I'm hoping to finally make a run at Bernardo Mountain. Yet to go up to that one. I have never been up to Bernardo Mountain. Now I think one of these is going to be Hill 498. I think it's this one here. Not the big craggy one in the background. This one here in the foreground. And I think that might be Hill 510 right there. And then Hill 460 is going to be over here where there's a small area of archaeological interest. So I'm going to try to see if I can link those together and then maybe take a stab at hitting Bernardo Mountain. So these former three hills are really small, low prominence hills, but you already know me. Any excuse to hit a hilltop, and I'm there. But yeah, would definitely like to take a hit at heading up to Bernardo Mountain. I've never been up there before, so we'll see how this goes. Basically, as soon as I turned my camera on, it was 10 o'clock on the dot. So, it should be pretty interesting. So yeah, we're right near where Rancho Bernardo and Escondido meet. We're not that far from Lake Hodges. Lake Hodges is just over that way, underneath Bernardo Mountain. We'll see how well I navigate this today. This could be a fairly decent mileage hike if I go all the way to Bernardo Mountain. So we'll see how this goes. And along the way, a bunch of interpretive signs. This is about cradle boards. That's where Kunai carried their young. Piedras Pintadas is supposed to be around here somewhere. I think that small, not that ridge in the background, there's a small hill in the foreground. I think might be Hill 460. So, I think that's Hill 498 right there. I'm going to try to see if I can get to those first, and then work my way around and maybe hit Bernardo finally. Alright. Oh, got a sugar bush growing here. Oh, nice. Usually here in San Diego County, you got to go quite a bit further inland to start seeing these, but usually in chaparral. But here we've got it growing in coastal sage scrub. There's a nice white sage right there. So yeah, a lot of interpretive signs along here. It's pretty interesting. There's also a Rancho Bernardo Park or something. Bernardo Park. I think we're not that far from that right now, too. I think it's just over there. I decided to park at the Piedras Pintadas trailhead instead. Let's see if this gives us any indication. Alright, so we're joining the Piedras Pintadas trail right now. Yeah, and there's good old Bernardo Mountain. So let's see. Let's go see if I can hit Hill 460 first. Let's see how that works out today. Okay. Probably should have planned this out a little better, but this wasn't my original plan for today. Let's see. So it might be a little bit of trial and error in this one. Oh, this must be fenced off. I bet you there's a vernal pool in here. Yeah, probably a vernal pool. All these fenced off ones are probably vernal pools. Alright. See where this trail goes. There's an Italian stone pine right here. We'll see where this goes, because I'm not too sure. I think that was one of the peaks I was supposed to visit. Well, let's see where this goes first. I'm gonna go right for the riparian forest here. It's like a nearly monotypic stand of Gooding's black willow. Seems to be growing quite prolifically here. So let's see what happens. Alright. I don't think I'm heading towards Piedras Pintadas. Something tells me those hills are going to be off limits. Kind of hope not. So we're on the outskirts of this riparian grove of Gooding's black willows. Almost looks like a monotypic stand. Broadleaf pepperweed right here. Lepidium latifolium. Pretty invasive, non-native perennial herb. We have native species of Lepidium, but that's not one of them. Our Lepidium species are annuals, not perennials like that one is. Alright. Not sure where this is going to go, but I think it's going to lead me where I was intending to go. And there's a small archaeological interest site on the top of Hill 460, which is above Piedras Pintadas. So we'll see what, if anything, comes of this route here. Got a good view of Bernardo Mountain. Would like to at least get up there. But like I said, these other hills here, I'm not sure if it's going to be doable. I guess I'll see what happens. Yeah, so I'm heading through this kind of meadow, sort of a meadow area in between the hill and the San Dieguito River. I think this is Hill 498 behind me. I think it's this one here. I'm actually heading roughly parallel to the San Dieguito River course, I believe. So I guess I'm just going to follow this and see where this goes. Just going to keep following this for a while and just take a chance on it. A lot of old seashells on the side of this. I think this area was probably underwater at some point in the past. There are a lot of seashells on the ground here. I guess today's gonna be partially an exploratory hike. Trying to see me, showing me getting through. This area, I guess. Don't know exactly where this trail is going to lead out, but it's definitely heading away from Piedras Pintadas Falls. Would be nice to kind of check that out today, but I guess I'm kind of taking a chance, just taking this trail and just finding out where this heads. This area probably periodically floods. The presence of Gooding's willows here, and a lot of tamarisk too. Mule fat. Yeah, there's definitely a rugged aspect to this peak behind me. Well, not behind me, but to my side. That was one of the ones I wanted to climb today. If I do find a trail going up it, I'm going to climb it. As long as it's not cordoned off. Interesting. Alright, well, let's see. Alright, I guess I'm going to go straight through this junction. Let's see what's going on over here. See a bicycle. I do see a more defined trail up ahead. We'll see what's up here. Ooh, a roadrunner. Ooh, hello. Greater roadrunner, Geococcus californianus. Oh, that was cool. I've seen more this spring than I have seen in years combined, which is kind of interesting. I don't usually see those too often. I've seen at least 3 or 4 this year in the last 2 months alone. Okay, well, this is probably the same trail I was walking earlier. I just took a very roundabout way to get here. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so far I haven't seen any access points to climb this peak. I see a bunch of area closed signs up there, so I don't know. Yeah. I don't want to use that as a shortcut. I was going to use that as a summit access. Oh, well. Guess I'm taking a roundabout way to climb Bernardo. You know, a little coast live oak. And then, non-related, but sharing a similar namesake, Western poison oak. Okay, Western false indigo, Amorpha fruticosa. I think I missed the. Ooh. Those are the inflorescence stalks right there. Those things sticking up right there. Got some Amorpha fruticosa growing here too. A little bit older coast live oak right here. Wow. Yeah, I think that's Hill 510 over there. Still need to see if that's accessible. Getting to this place is pretty easy. Getting to this park is pretty easy. If you're on Interstate 15, get off at West Bernardo / Pomerado. You're going to go west to get to West Bernardo. And it's about a half-mile or even less drive. And it'll be on your right. You're getting off of Interstate 15 at West Bernardo. Pretty interesting though. Pretty nice little park. We'll see. We'll at least be able to get up to Bernardo Mountain, but like I said, I was kind of hoping to hit a couple of these other small hills in the interim. But we'll see how that goes. Western. Oh, a couple lizards basking out here. There's one, western fence lizard. Here's one that completely lost its tail, completely. I don't even see a stub on it. And yeah, a bunch of western fence lizards hanging out here. Pretty interesting. Must be a nice, yeah. I see a bunch of lizards actually. So at least several of them hanging out on these rocks. If there are bigger granite outcroppings, I'd be looking for granite spinies. Should be able to find them in this area. We'll see if I can find the appropriate habitat for them. Alright, so that appears to be Hill 510 over there. I'm going to try to see if I can access that at least. We'll see about that. Finally coming up on an information sign here. It's like I've been kind of looping around a little bit. I kind of looped around this hill here. Okay, that must lead somewhere else. Huh, okay. I'll go up this and see if I can access this peak here. Kind of hoping to. So I'll take the high road here. Let's see if I can access a trail to get up there. Like I said, I kind of want to summit a few things today. So let's see if this will be my ticket to the first peak of the day. Pretty nice area, not gonna lie. But I'm not seeing any form of pathway leading up this hill. Now, I've seen imagery on Google Earth, but it could be stuff that's closed off. We got some nice laurel sumacs in this area. This is a pretty area. Not gonna lie, this is a very attractive area. That's looking over towards Battle Mountain. It's a hike I did back in February 2024. No, that's not a trail. Dang. I think I'm just looping to the trail I started hiking to get into the preserve, I believe. That's what it seems like right now. I think I'm looping back towards that initial trail I started hiking. I'm not too sure, but I think so. Really wanted to get up there. That would have been really cool to climb that today. You know I'm looking for a trail. You already know what I'm doing. You know I'm looking for something to get up there. See anything from this direction. Let's see. There's a sign here. I'm heading away from Bernardo Mountain too. Let's see. See what this says here. Yeah. I think I looped around this. Yeah, I don't see a trail going up there. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, I'm batting a 0 today, so far. Okay, well. Let's see what this is here. Oh, it's just a dog stay on leash. Alright. Well, I guess I see some kind of pathway going up there, but I don't think that's a legal trail though. Dang. Yeah. I'm gonna go investigate it and see. There's a trail going this way too, but I think it just leads back to the main path. Let me go over there and investigate. Yeah, that would have been the trail. That would have been it. Oh. I guess I kind of just made a weird loop out of everything. I'm gonna try to see if I can find Piedras Pintadas. Yeah, that would have been the trail I would have taken to get up there. Oh, man. Wow, this is definitely not working out too much in my favor, at least for peak climbing. I think I'm just about to make a loop out of this today. And that's Bernardo Park or whatever that is. Yeah, where I'm parked is up that way. Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can find at least the Piedras Pintadas. See if I can find that. Now, you're not supposed to go to the falls. You're supposed to keep out of the falls themselves, but there's a trail that gets you near enough where you should be able to see them. So let's see how that works. Let's see. So I basically kind of made a loop around Hill 498. Basically just made a loop around it. I'm coming up on a kiosk. I think that's the kiosk I saw when I started in on this. I'm look to see if there's a map and see if I can just take a look at that and see if I can access where I wanted to go. First of all, is that a Mojave yucca? Yeah, got a Mojave yucca over here. Wait, there's a trail going up this way too. First of all, that might lead me to the peak. Look at that. Yeah, that's a Mojave yucca, all right. Very clumping forming Mojave yucca. But yeah, maybe this will take me up to the peak. This might take me up to Hill 498. I'm gonna take this. Let's see. This might be it. This might be the trail. Let's see if this works. It's heading towards the area. It's heading towards it. Let's see if I can at least summit this one. Actually, I've had it wrong the whole time. This would be peak 510. Yeah, this would be Hill 510. 498 is that closer one there. I see a trail up there too, so we'll take a look at that as well. So I'm actually heading towards Hill 510. Good. So this was Hill 510. That's why I double check my map. So this one's a slightly higher one. All right, this is going where I wanted to go. Okay, I think I'm getting pretty close to the summit of this one. Or is this a false one? I can't tell yet. There's a bump over there. There's one over here. Let's see. I have to figure out which one's highest. Probably means we'll have to visit both. if possible. I think that's a little higher. Let's go check this one out first, though. Yeah, it's definitely a little higher. I'll just have to follow the trail that heads towards that. This is a pretty nifty little viewpoint over here, though, too, to be honest. Pretty nice little viewpoint here. Blooming laurel sumac. Yeah, I think I see the trail. See a trail. I think that's going to lead me to Hill 498. So let's get back down there. I'll go ahead and wind my way back around. Take that trail up to that small ridge where Hill 498 is. So this is the ridge that leads to Hill 510. But like I said, this is not the high point here. This is not the peak. So I got to see if the trail goes all the way to that rocky outcrop is over there, where that is located. Nice little viewpoint, though. Let's see if this trail heads over that way. Looks like it does. All right, well. So I gotta figure out which one of those two bumps is gonna be the peak. I think the rocky one is, but it's hard to tell from this vantage point. So, let's see. Start heading over that way now. Okay, so we're getting close to this little notch here. One of these should be it. Not sure which one yet. The rocky outcrop on the left or the mound on the right. It's hard to tell from here. Let's see. All right. Have to use my judgment here. I think the left. Anyways, can't go in here anyways. Let's keep outside there. All right, let's see. I think where I'm going is a little higher. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, the left side, the rock outcrop is the high point. Okay. All right. Quick little class 2. Get up here. Yeah, this is going to be it. All right. All right, well, okay, this is it. Hill 510. Cool. Little class 2 scramble to get up here. Yeah, I was going along the trails down there. Yep, so this is Hill 510. First summit of the day. That's the San Dieguito River. heading over towards Lake Hodges around the bend. All right. Get my bearings here, because there's a trail I came to get here. There's a small lookout over there. Wow, okay. Pretty nice. Get some nice views up here. Very nice views. Just a quick class 2 scramble to get up here. Pretty easy too. Nothing extremely difficult. All right. Time for a summit selfie. I'm going to point out a few views. Guess I'll start by looking west. And that's towards the Harmony Grove area and Del Dios area. Up over and beyond those hills is Del Dios. So I'm going to swing it over to the southwest. You can barely see it, but you see part of the cone-shaped peak of Black Mountain, Rancho Penasquitos, pointing over there. Now I'm looking more towards the southeast. More southeast. That looks like Boulder Mountain in Powell right there. That was one of a few peaks I hit at the beginning of the year, my first hike of the year. And Twin Peaks of Powell is beyond that, out of view. That looks like Boulder Mountain right there. Now we're going to look east, and you can see the sun-glazed hill, Battle Mountain. And there's a lower sub-peak of it. And behind it is the granite outcropping boulders on Woodson Mountain. And that's Iron Mountain, that pointy peak over there. Looking northeast. Swinging it around to the north. And of course, there's Bernardo Mountain. I'm going to try to see when I can get over there. And then I can look over towards those two bumps right there, those two peaks. The right one is Mount Whitney. Not that Mount Whitney, by the way. We're hundreds of miles away from that one. And the one to the left is Frank's Peak. And that's over towards San Marcos. Okay, it's about time for me to leave summit number 1 of the day, Hill 510. I wonder if there's a summit register. I think this one might be on Peak Bagger. I'm not sure. I think one of these, this one, maybe Hill 498, which is my next goal. One of these or both of these might be on Peak Bagger. I thought I saw something. Of course, I'll double check to confirm. But yeah, I think some of these hills are on Peak Bagger. Obviously, Bernardo Mountain for sure is a Peak Bagger summit, but this might be on it as well. All right, let me get off of this rock and start getting back to the trail. Start working my way to try to get the trail to 498. Got a blooming California figwort, Scrophularia californica up here. Another name for this plant is called California bee plant. It's not hard to see why. These European honeybees really like pollinating them. There's a dragonfly up here too. Pretty cool. Alright, time to get off of these rocks and start heading back on the trail to get back. And so I can go hit my second peak of the day. Oh, pretty neat. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way to Piedras Pintadas. I don't know about that yet. Looks like this trail continues on this side. Maybe not. Well, it does. It looks like it does, but I saw a sign up ahead. Who knows? It could be a stay out trail. But this trail here is fine. There were no keep outs. All right, well, let's work our way back down. Let's see about visiting Hill 498. I wanted to visit these for a while, so I figured today would be the day, since I can't seem to get my butt out to the mountains. So, let's keep on trekking. Get back down this hill, find the trails to get to Hill 498. It looks like there's a trail going up that one as well. Kind of like this. Nice wide single track heading up that way too. So let's see. So I'm back at the junction with the main descent trail and to that first little lookout for that little peak over there. So that's the little lookout, and this is where I came up to ascend this hill. So what I'll do is go back around. My hiking map's probably gonna look weird. So like I said, kind of missed where I was supposed to go for Hill 460. I think Hill 460 is either gonna be this low ridge here or that bump right there. I think it's that bump right there with the trees underneath it, I think. So let's see. All right. Yeah. I checked the clock because I heard my text message alarm go off. And as I opened my phone, it was exactly 1 hour when I was filming the end of the viewfinder. It's just my car care company texted me a reminder for my oil change. So yeah, it was 11 o'clock on the dot, so I'd started hiking at 10 o'clock, and that's a little bit past it now. But all right, so now I got to go around. So my other hill, Hill 498, is going to be over there. Definitely wanted to get to these hills. That's kind of a thing of mine. I love exploring hills, whether they're small or they're bigger or they're full-ranged, full-size mountains. It don't matter. You know, I love summiting hills and peaks. So yeah, you already know. You already know how I do it if you've seen enough of my videos. Alright, so it's time to go back down to the trail system. My next peak would be that one over there. That should be Hill 498 right there. So I'm going to go back to where I saw that clumping Mojave yucca. And I'm going to look for a trail. I'm going to take a trail along the side there. And I think I see something branching off that's going to squiggle its way up there. So let's see if Hill 498 is going to be another option. Okay, so I'm just about at the base of Hill 510. Now what I need to do is look for the system of trails that leads up to that hill there. And that'll be my second summit of the day. Could either go where those people are going, or I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back on this trail here and see if I can find something branching off to ascend that one there. Let's see how this works. Alright, so I'm just about at that junction where I went to see That sign that says pick up after your pet. And so I was up on that ridge there. Now it's time to get to this ridge. So let's go this way and see if I can locate a trail up onto the ridge of this one. All right, let's see. Doesn't look like it'll be much of a climb from here. This one wasn't a really big mountain climb either. But I did put in a lot of extra mileage. I didn't plan this out super well. So here's that sign, clean up after your pet. So now, my goal is to find a trail going up to this ridge here. Let's see if that'll work out. Okay, see this fence? I see a trail there. Okay, where is it? Where is it emanating? I think there's a trail on the other side of that. Let me see if I can actually access it. I think it's on the other side of that sign. Because I saw a trail, but I thought it was just one that split off and rejoined. But I think this is it here. Yeah, here it is. I thought this thing was just going to join up, rejoin the trail there. But I think this is going to be my trail to Hill 498. I'm not going to bother putting that overshooting on the map. So if you're trying to hit that peak and you see that sign, clean up after your pet, you'll see a fence. Go on the left side of the fence, and this will take you on another wide single track that should lead you up into the hills. Yeah, there's Hill 510 right there. All right, let's see how this works. I think this will. I think this will take me over there. All right, we'll find out. I'm just above where the trailhead is. Could have come straight up this, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, that's where the trailhead is right there. That's where I'm parked right off of West Bernardo. I guess I found a more adventurous, more roundabout way to get up to these peaks. It's all right. Very gentle terrain here. First peak was pretty easy too. This one's really gentle. All right. Keep on climbing. Viewpoint ahead. Guessing that's going to be Hill 498, probably. Yeah, I think I'm almost there already. It's a very gentle meandering ridge. Very gentle. A lot of chaparral yucca here now. Starting to get quite a bit of that popping up here on the side of this trail. A lot of white sage and California sagebrush. California sagebrush being this here on the side. So I think I'm just about to reach the peak. Unless there's another dip behind it, I don't know. I'm just about to hit the top of this rise. Alright, let's see. I think it's just over yonder. Slightly higher there. It's almost at Hill 498. This is a very gentle walk here. It's right where those shrubs are. This is a nice one too. Very easy walk to get here. It's very gentle uphill most of the way here. Alright, let's see. Actually, it might be behind this. Let's see if there's anything higher back here. There might be for a declare summit time. Yeah. Let me see something. Yeah, high point's just going to be right in here. Just going to step a few feet off to declare it. All right, well, this is it. Hill 498, summit number 2 of the day. I'm not going to go too far off because I'm really supposed to stay on trail here. Yep, Hill 498. All right. Do a quick 360 north, west, looking south, looking east, swinging it back around to Bernardo Mountain in the north. Time for a quick summit selfie, and then time to start moving on to the next plan. It's slightly more official here, I think. Yeah. All right, that's enough. Time to go back to the trail, get a sip of something, start hiking on the way to the next stop. All right. Yeah, it's a slightly bad boy there. What I'm going to do now is start looking for a descent, see if I can connect with Bernardo Mountain Trail. So let's see if this will take me there. There's my first hill right there. All right, I'm going to start heading down this way, see how this works. So I'm going down the back, roughly northwest or northeastern side of Hill 498. Oh, we got going on here. Saca peyote. Starting to bloom too. Corte microcephala. Those purplish flower heads. Yeah, I got some sacapeyote over here. Alright. Let's see if I can access the Bernardo Mountain Trail. That'll be the big climb of the day. These ones were more like really fun, pretty scenic warm-up ones. I mean, if I have time later, or if I feel the energy later, maybe I'll try to reach out to see if I can find the Piedras Pintadas. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to see if this can lead down. I'm not sure. It has pretty much all Gooding's black willow down there. All that light green foliage. It's almost I think it's just basically a monotypic stand. Looks like willows that recovered from flooding. Those are really small, bushy trees. Over there, they're much larger. Full-sized willows down there. Okay. This trail seems to be leading generally in a roughly north direction, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna meet up with another trail. So I'm gonna turn right. Oh yeah. Let's go see where this goes. See if this leads me to near where I can start accessing Bernardo Mountain. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot bigger climb than any of these were. So this will be probably good 800 foot climb coming up. Let's see if this actually leads over there first. This old growth spiny redberry here. Wow, this is a handsome specimen. This one's put in quite a bit of time. And it's starting to get pretty scenic over here too. Yeah, see, these are all Gooding's black willows. These larger light green trees here. As we're very gently heading towards the canyon. I got some coast live oaks here. It's getting wooded over here. I like this. Yeah, still all Gooding black willow. Of course, poison oak. Oh, this is pretty over here. San Dieguito River down there. Alright. At least this is not leading back where I came right this minute. You can hear traffic. I wonder if I'm getting near the bridge. There's gonna be a bridge. Oh yeah, look at these coast live oaks now. Okay. Very nice. Looks like we're gonna skirt the edge of this here. Yeah, this is very beautiful here. Very pretty. Oh, Kekiella antirrhinoides, variety antirrhinoides, yellow bush beer tongue. Those are the seed capsules. It's going to drop its leaves for a summer dormancy period soon. I have one of those at home. And it's got a couple flowers on it right now. Alright. Very nice oak woodland. Oh, very nice. Get some shade here. It's starting to warm up. It's not going to be a very warm day, period. It'll feel warm with the sun high in the sky. Oh, this is beautiful. Time for a couple pictures of this. Got some more western false indigo. Yep. Morpha fruticosa. Really nice. Yeah, this is a very scenic part of the trail here. Oh, we got a chaparral shrub here. It's not true chaparral here. We got Mission Manzanita with its yearly bark peel. Xylococcus bicolor. We do have a Mission Manzanita here. Ooh, and a California sycamore. Really nice. There's a fair amount of poison oak along this trail, so just stay on the trail and you'll be fine. And a toyon. Okay. That's very scenic here. Do get some shady spots, which will feel nice on a warm day. I'd say the weather's pretty nice right now, though. All right. Let's see. What will be the next junction? Yeah. Come quite a ways out here. Some more Saka peyote right here. Cartian microcephala at the base of this little gulch. Trying to see if that's the bridge up ahead. I'm not sure. Let's see if it is. Start heading towards Bernardo Mountain, maybe. Nice gully. Yeah, I think I passed. Definitely not anywhere near the bridge. I think I'm back at West Bernardo right now. Hey. Yeah, I'm at the little bike track here. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Here's a trail sign that fell. Rancho Bernardo Community Park. Maybe I should turn the other way. Oh well. So, heading back to the Piedras Pitadas trailhead. Little peach sapling. Whew, that was one strong smelling truck. Well, wasn't what I planned. Oh well. Almost back at the trailhead right now. Ooh, that was a strong truck. Strong diesel. Ooh, very pungent. I think the bridge is down there, isn't it? I don't know. Let me see if I see cars going that way. Not sure. I don't think so. I think that is the bridge over there. So that's from once I came. So I think the bridge is over here actually. I just think I came far enough. Got a lot of extra walking and just doing this. Alright, let's see if this is the bridge. Where I'm supposed to go, I think. That's where I'm going to go to get on the freeway. So let's see. That's where I'm going to go to get on 15 South. It looks like, yeah, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to go all along. Alright. So it's open till 9 p.m. So if I'm out here for a good few to several hours, I believe I have plenty of time. Still trying to head up there. So let's see. Cross this bridge. Pretty nice. So here we are. Crossing the bridge still. These Goodings willows get quite a bit larger over here. Some of these are quite tall trees. So we're getting towards the end of the bridge. We should start getting back on trail again. That turnaround I did, I was almost back at my car. Then I looked behind me, saw what looked like the bridge. I hadn't gone far enough. I had to turn left instead of right at the two-way there. Bernardo Mountain Summit Trailhead, 0.8 miles from here. So this is the Coast to Crest Trail. So we start heading in, back on dirt trail again. Let's see about this one. All right, let's make a move. Ooh, boy, That's a huge laurel sumac right there. That's a massive specimen. There's a blue elder right next to it. So I'm heading towards the Bernardo Mountain Trail. Not officially on the Bernardo Trail, Bernardo Mountain Summit Trail, but should be heading towards it and should be there relatively soon. Yeah, it's nice out here too. All right. Nice feeling out here. Huh. There's a pepper, here's a Skinus polygama. I think it's Chilean pepper tree. Yeah. I don't see this one very often. Skinus polygama. It's not native, obviously, from South America. Huh. Every once in a while I'll come across one of those. Let's see. I think I'm heading towards that canyon over there. I think. We'll see. As people get some good views from their houses, they can enjoy Bernardo Mountain anytime. Yeah, I definitely got quite a bit of work to do to get up there. Oh boy. All right. But the trail is not very direct to get up there, so I'm sure it's pretty well graded. But we'll see. Oh, I can see a little part of the creek flowing in here. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Nice little shady oasis here. It's a small bench. Place to sit down for a few minutes, which is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to start working my way through. Very nice here. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, nice little bench to sit. I didn't really sit down for more than a minute. Just finished up a bottle of water I'd started earlier. Oh, wow. Yes. It's very beautiful here. I think that's one of those fan palms is kind of creaking as it yields to the wind. Washingtonia robusta, Mexican fan palms. Interesting. And of course some Anemopsis californica, yerba mansa. And now the diversity's starting to pick up because this is red willow here, Salix liveigata. Starting to get some of that picking up too. Yeah, there's an older red willow trunk in there. There's another rest spot. You can hear acorn woodpecker. Because there's oaks, because there are oaks around. Haven't seen much of this today, yet. lemonade berry, of course, Rus integrifolia. And some California sycamores. Yeah, look at these fan palms. These are nice mature specimens. Yeah, they love these well-watered drainages. There's even Canary Island date palm mixing in here too. Despite these not being native, these fan palms do provide wildlife habitat. Birds, bats, lizards. It's probably, yeah, birds, especially birds, bats, and lizards, rodents. Get a few pictures of this. This is nice. All right, next junction. Bernardo Summit. Here it is. Just under 2 miles. So we're going to turn right and start heading up. All right, so here I go. Up the Bernardo Mountain. Got some nice views of this canyon here. It's just a whole line of Mexican fan palms. You got some good upward views towards the really rocky parts of Bernardo Mountain. Pretty nice. Nice scenery here. So far, this is a pretty gentle grade. All right. Is this a switchback or is I know it's going to do a switchback at some point. I don't think yet. Wow. Pretty nice looking up here. See what happens on the way up this. I'm going to ignore this side track off to the right. Not exactly sure where that goes. However, I'm going to stay to the left, the uphill path. But it looks like it's a trail that goes down the canyon. If I have enough energy at the end, maybe I'll take a quick peek and see what's going on over there. Starting to get some more botanically interesting finds. Right here in the center, it's a small Engelmann oak right there. And right there's a bush rue. It's there too. And they ready to do most of them. So I get bush roots popping up. So we'll see. I think I got another Engelmann oak coming up. Yeah, here's another Engelmann oak right here. Old gnarly oak right here. So we got a few Engelmann oak specimens mixing in. Alright. Eventually there's going to be a big switchback. I think it's where we're going to really start climbing, I think. I'm starting to get more black sage now. We didn't have much of that earlier. A little erosion gully. Wow, pretty cool. Start thinking I've seen a couple more chaparral shrubs popping up here and there too. So the other side might be hiking partially on the north side. So might get to see some chaparral today too. So we'll see. Yeah, see, it's mostly coast live oak, but these lighter colored ones there and there, those are Engelmanns. I'm starting to get a few more of those mixing in as well, which is good. All right, let's see what else pops up along this pretty scenic hike. I got some chalk dudleyias popping up. Cliff clinging chalk dudleyias. Nice little population here along the side of this trail cut. Yeah, there's definitely more Engelmann oak too now. It's starting to become more commonly scattered here. Yeah, usually the ones furthest down in the gully are the coast live oaks because they generally need more water than the semi-drought deciduous Engelmann oaks. Yeah, the Engelmann oaks, they're the ones with that light colored bark. If any of you people are watching from Central California, especially in the foothills, Central Valley foothills and Sierra foothills, looks kind of familiar. Kind of might remind you of blue oak, Quercus douglasii. Well, Engelmann oak is a fairly close relative of the blue oak. It's a white oak, just like the blue oak is. That's why there might be a little familiarity with especially that light, kind of checkered, furrowed bark. It's kind of a little bit similar, and the bluish, grayish green leaves. Just like on blue oak, only blue oak leaves tend to have more slightly wavier lobation on them. Not always, but quite a bit. Okay, it's important to stay on trail here. A lot of western poison oak scattered here and there. So yeah. So the richer green, coast live oak. The grayer colored is the Engelmann oak. Now it seems like it's mostly coast live oak now. I got some Canary Island pines up ahead. And my second orange-throated whiptail. Yeah, it won't be on camera, unfortunately. That's the third one I've seen. Unfortunately, those things are so hard to get on camera. I've done it before, but it's not easy. Okay, so now we're rounding the bend here. So now we're changing into chaparral vegetation now. Okay. I got wart stem ceanothus. Ceanothus verrucosus starting to pop up. And now, common chamise, Adenostoma fasciculatum, variety fasciculatum. So now we just switched exposures. Now we're more of a north-facing slope now. So now it's chaparral. Now we're in chaparral. Just a quick little curve of the bend. And we got a little woodland, or a little miniature forest of Canary Island pines right here. Kind of interesting. I think we're near a water tower too. I think there's a water tower near here somewhere. Okay. Looks like we're going to start climbing a little bit more. Now it's chaparral. All right. Well, away I go. Keep you posted on my progress. That's kind of interesting back here. A lot of erosion gullies in here. Thanks. It's a pretty interesting trail. Okay, guess we're going up this way. I think it goes this way. Wow, interesting views up here. It's pretty interesting. We got coastal chamise here too. Adenostoma fasciculatum variety obtusifolium. Pretty interesting. Or blunt-leafed ones. That's the way I came, right around there. There's a water tower up there. Not at the top, but at a lower point of Bernardo Mountain. All right. All right. A lot of Ceanothus varicosus around here. A lot of it. All right. Trail kind of leveled out for a minute. Kind of nice. I'm already starting to show signs of getting tired. It's all that moving around. Pretty nice trail. Coming here in midwinter with these varicoses. See, you know, these varicosis shrubs. Be a haze of white here. Let's see. Looks like we're going to curve around again. There's some canchalawa. This purple flower, Sultanera venusta. Starting to get some of that here on the side here. All right. Looks like we're going to start resuming climbing or something. Huh. All right. Wonder if this is going to switch back around the other side of the mountain. I guess I'll find out soon. Now we got Ceanothus tomentosus popping up now. All right. Well, see you up the way with more updates. So I'm still working my way up this. Yeah, there's the bridge. I was way over there earlier. Those are some of the hills I climbed. Right in the foreground. Trailhead is way over that way. Still working my way up. Going up, looks like switchbacks now. Not extremely steep, but hips were a little sore this morning. I think the way I was sleeping, so it's kind of slowing me down a little bit, but still working my way up it. There's a nice breeze right now. Yeah, these small puffy stratocumulus / cumulus clouds breaking up, so I'm going to be in the sun the rest of the day. It was nice earlier, but as long as we keep this breeze going, it's okay with me. I'm just going to keep on climbing up this and see what else I can find on the way up this. Okay. So right here, the water tower. Here's the water tower. Rincon del Diablo Municipal Water District. Okay. So here's the water tower. Now, the trail goes this way, seems like. This looks like just a right-of-way path around this for workers, I guess. That's what I'm guessing. And we got the Aussie native bushy yate, Eucalyptus conferruminata. Saw these bright green shrubs near the water tower. I was wondering if that was what these were going to be. Sure enough, they are. I think my trail goes this way, so I'm not going to follow that. I'm going to follow this here. All right. And I have some pretty good views on top of this one, I can tell. So I'll have to do another summit viewfinder up on top of this one. Alright. I'm going to keep on trekking. It's a decent uphill grade. It's not extraordinarily steep, but if you've been hiking for a while, you'll feel a little bit more if you're hiking some of the other areas like I did. Alright. See you on the next clip. Okay. Well, the trail just leads back to this fence. Could have just gone straight up this. So I guess this is part of the summit trail. Oh well. Guessing this is still a trail here. Going downhill. Hope I'm not going away from the summit. I didn't see any of the junctions when I came over here. Oh no. It's like it's gonna stop going downhill now. Good. Has more of this bushy yate growing along the side here. Okay. Now we're going back up. We're starting to go away from the water tower now. Alright. Well, let's keep it trekking. Alright, well, see you on the next clip. Alright, pretty high up on the hill now. I'm wondering if that's going to be the summit right there. For the first time in a while, I can see this side. Right there is the first hill I climbed right in the foreground. That is peak 510 or hill 510. All right, let's see if this is going to be the summit. Really nice rock outcrops up here. Now we're in the little wooded ceanothus forest again. This time mostly Ceanothus tomentosus. Okay. Let's see. Do some little zigzags. I suspect that this is it up here. Alright. Guess I'll see you near the top. Just about at the summit right now. Alright, this is it. Bernardo Mountain, 1,150 feet. Got a sign-in register up here too. Cool. Finally made it up here. Find me a place to sit. I'm gonna take a break up here. Take my sweet time. Sit down up here on Bernardo Mountain. Alright. Whew. Definitely had some challenging stretches getting up here. Finally made it. Alright. Gonna get something to drink. Okay, time to start pointing out views up here now, because we're on a much higher summit than the other hills I climbed today. So the views up here will be a little more substantial. Start off by looking west. That's looking over by Encinitas and so forth, general Encinitas area, and we're going to go counterclockwise like usual, and you can see some of the hills of Black Mountain open space. That's where I was hiking a month ago to the date. Hiked Black Mountain, and then Peak 1376 just right there. Over that way, you can see where La Jolla and Soledad Mountain are. Well, we're going to look more south towards some of the peaks of Mission Trails Regional Park. You can see North Fortuna Mountain, and there's Coles Mountain right there. Then I'm looking out towards, boy, if I can get it straight, if I can just get it to stabilize there a little bit. San Miguel Mountain on the right, Otay Mountain in the middle, and Boulder Mountain and Powell on the left. Actually, that's that high point there is actually Twin Peaks. All right, looking southeast, there's where Battle Mountain open space is right there. Interstate 15, Woodson Mountain and Iron Mountain, looking east towards Cuyamaca Peak. I'm not sure what peak that is. Might be Starvation Mountain, but I'm not 100% sure. I believe that Sugarloaf Hump right there in the middle is Black Mountain in Ramona, I believe. So we're looking northeast. North towards the Palomar Mountain Range, still under the deck of clouds. Northwest, west-northwest over towards, looks like Double Peak on the left, Frank's Peak in the middle, Mount Whitney on the right. Yeah, and then there's Lake Hodges down below with that little hill called Fletcher Point, or also known as Turtle Head Peak. And up here on Bernardo Mountain, some pretty good views up here. Now I'm gonna start getting ready to head down in a few minutes. Just need to take a little break up here. Getting tired. Back's getting a little stiff. I think I slept kind of awkwardly. My hips are a little sore from the way I was sleeping, I think. Alright. So I went and signed the logbook. It's kind of hard to read my writing, but my signature's there on the bottom. There are a lot of logbooks in here. A lot of logbooks. The signature before mine was from 2023, so definitely not the newest logbook. It's a pretty popular peak. Alright. I'll start getting ready to head down. Before I start heading down, they're my first two peaks. Right there, Hill 510. The first one I climbed. There's 498. The two I climbed earlier. Alright. I don't think I'll be going for Piedras Pintadas. Hill 460. I think I'll leave that alone. Come back in the rainy season when there might be water flowing in that canyon. It might be now, but I think I'm going to start heading back. Still got a good few miles to put in. Probably looking at least, let's see, 1.95 to get back to the start of the Bernardo Trail. Another 0.81, I think, to get towards that area down there. So it's about a good 3.7 something miles right now. 3.76 miles, and then probably about another 3/4 of a mile to a mile back to the car. So I still got some distance to put in. So I gotta start getting ready to head back. It's too bad the clouds all broke up, but I mean the air's comfortable up here. It's when you're walking in the warm sun when you feel it. But yeah, I guess it's time to start heading down Bernardo Mountain. Finally made it up here. Alright, well, I'm start heading back. At least it's mostly downhill. A couple of small uphill pitches, but nothing I can't handle. Very short. Alright, let's start heading down. Alright, so I've been hiking for about 4 hours. It's just about to turn 2 o'clock. It's like 1:59 right now. So I got up there probably about 10, I'd say probably quarter to, because I sat down for a few minutes just relaxing, and then I did a viewfinder. So I'd say I got up to the summit about 1:45. It's about 1:59, 2 o'clock right now. So I imagine I probably won't be back to the car till about 4, probably close to 4 o'clock. Probably about that. I'm gonna assume. But at least most of this is gonna be downhill. And I don't think I'll have any super steep uphill climbs on the way back. I might have a few small ones. Well, I will have a couple of small little rises to go over, but it won't be like the climb to get up here. Oh, a pretty decent climb. Definitely in the moderate category, I'd say, this whole hike as a whole. Because like I said, I didn't start and directly leave the trailhead to come up here, or the Piedras Pintadas trailhead. So I didn't directly come here. I started off, was originally going to go all the way to Piedras Pintadas Cascade and then try to climb 460. So I ended up missing out on that, going around, doing a roundabout way to get to Hill 510 and then Hill 498. And this was the big peak climb of the day. I've seen a lot of orange-throated whiptails today, but none close enough for me to get on camera. I've seen about 4 or 5 of them already. It's pretty decent. Alright. So yeah, this trail does continue on for quite a while. It's not a direct uphill assault on the summit. Kind of lazily sways along the sides of Bernardo Mountain with some switchbacks and some lazy curves. Though trail does get kind of, I don't say super steep, but if you've been hiking for a while in other spots, you'll feel it. So I'm going to consider this more of a moderate effort as opposed to an easy effort. Alright, well, I'm going to start working my way down this and keep you updated. Probably shorter clips from here on. Here we are by the water fountain again, or water tower. Yeah, I just went down this way, shorter, a little bit less uphill to get around this. All right, time to keep on wiggling my way down this serpentine path down Bernardo Mountain. Some good views towards Escondido from up here too, the Escondido area. You do get some pretty nice views from parts of the trail as well when it opens up. All right, down I go. All right, here's a view back from Bernardo Mountain. You see the water tower is well above me now. So I've come down quite a way from the summit. Now I'm approaching the lower ramparts where the trail terrain gets a little weird. Let's head towards that little gulch down there. It's going to be some kind of weird terrain down there. But yeah, come down quite a bit from the summit. Generally a very peaceful descent right now. Nice relaxing descent. So I'm wondering if this neighborhood is Escondido or if it's still the Rancho Bernardo neighborhood of San Diego. I think this might be Escondido here. I'm not sure. I remember passing this little Coast Live Oak sapling here. Pretty handsome little stalwart hanging out over the trail. There's another one here too. But yeah, so I'm wondering if these houses are parts of Escondido or Rancho Bernardo, San Diego. Just curiosity. Yes, all it is. But still working my way down and keep you posted. Okay, so now we are getting towards the lower elevations of the Bernardo Mountain Summit Trail. We're kind of in that area where I think I'm gonna call it like mini Badlands, because there are some really interesting miniature gullies cutting through here, really small in scale, but kind of interesting to note nevertheless, where the terrain gets a little chopped up. Go over here. I don't know if it's really much of a Badlands, but I'll call it mini Badlands. I'll show you a little bit more close up when I get to the spot. Now we've left the chaparral now. We're in coastal sage scrub. Okay, this is to what I was referring. Little cliffy spots. Alright, well, time to keep on going down and down and down. Now we're heading towards that canyon. But yeah, I remember this little weird spot here. Yeah, a little mini, I call this the little mini, and I mean mini Badlands. Just probably a trail cut. Okay, there's a trail going this way. Probably goes to people's houses. So I'm gonna stick to the way I came up, because I remember that little board right there. Remember that little board when I was going up to Bernardo Mountain. Okay, we got another little dip here. And we'll go up that rise a little bit. Heading towards that really lush canyon over there, where I saw lots of fan palms, coast live oaks, willows, some sycamores, and even some Engelmann oaks slightly higher up above the bottom. This is a pretty trail, especially in these gullies. Go down these gullies right here, you get to see some pretty nice scenery. Okay. This must be a little runoff gully here during the rainy season. Probably very short-lived even in the rainy season. Alright, so here's the little rise. continue heading towards the canyon. These clouds are kind of hanging in. Maybe I'll get a brief sun blotch out. But it's always nicer when it's cooler. All right, away I go. Amazingly, we still have some golden yarrow blooming along the side here. Still have some blooming right now. I'm noticing it. Finally decided to point it out. Yeah, the trail's leveled off. Look at this little coast live oak. Look at that handsome young tree. It's already starting to furrow its bark too. So we are paralleling the canyon right now. Nice old scenery here. And there's the canyon. Yes, indeed. Might be a trail down there, I don't know. It's a pretty nice hike. Here's a bush rue right here. Iridium dumosum, full of the little fruits. Yes, indeed. Yep. All right. Well, keep on descending. Again, starting to watch out for poison oak, which gets close to the trail in a few spots in this general vicinity. Let me back to the little trail split. I'm curious about this actually. I'm good. I'll have to climb it back on the way out. Back's a little stiff. Like I said, it's kind of slept kind of weird, I think. I feel my back and my hips kind of feeling kind of sore. Almost gonna go down there and see what's up. Look at that. That is luscious. See your willows, sycamores, coast live oaks, lots of Mexican fan palms. That is just insane. That is insane how luscious that little spot is right there. And there's a lot of fan palms in there. That's insane. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah. There's Hill 498 right up ahead. On the next one. Okay, I am just about to rejoin the trail, Coast to Crest Trail. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I just came down just under 2 miles. So back down this way. Not gonna go that way this time. We're gonna keep going this way, the way I came up. Alright, so I'm back on the Coast Crest Trail. I'm gonna go down that canyon. There's a, go sit at a picnic table. Hopefully it's shaded now. I'm hoping it would be nice. I'll sit there for a few minutes and then continue. So I'm gonna go switch back through this canyon, and there'll be a picnic table down there. I can sit and kick back for a few minutes. Here we go again, right in this luscious section right here. Very beautiful here. Even notice there's a little olive tree right here. Yeah, this is very beautiful down here. Cool. These majestic fan palms. So it must be I bet you there's a perennial flow here. These palms love it. Palms tend to be pretty thirsty plants. There's one bench there. There's a little footbridge here. There's a picnic table. I'm gonna go sit at it for a few minutes. It's in the shade now. As I'm going there, got some wild desert grape. Vitis Guardiana. Let's get to sit under some shade. Some coast live oaks. Alright. That was an orange-throated whiptail. Probably couldn't see it on camera. I'm gonna go sit down here for a few. Comes an orange-throated whiptail. Let's see if it comes out. I hear it. There it is. That is Belding's orange-throated whiptail. Aspidoscelis hyperithra beldingi. Yep, finally got one on camera today. I've seen probably about 8 of them today. There are a lot of orange-throated whiptails out here. Finally got one on camera. Yeah, I saw it wiggling its way through the poison oak right there. Then it came out. I was like, yeah, I wonder if it's going to keep going and try to go across the grass here. And sure enough, it did. It's a very peaceful spot. Gives me a chance to sit down and cool off. Not that it's hot today or anything, but the sun's obviously intensely warm. That was cool. Finally got a whiptail on camera. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start heading on. Gotta keep going up that way. All right. I'm just about back at the bridge. That's where I was a little while ago. Actually, probably about an hour and 15 minutes ago. By the time I got down to that bench, it was already just about 3 o'clock. So I'm just about to get on the bench, not the bench, the bridge, cross over that. It's 3:15 right now. Okay. No horses on bridge. No surprise there. So I'm still on the Coast Crest Trail, which I'm about to exit across the bridge. Coast Crest Trail is going to keep going straight, but I'm going to turn right and get on the bridge. Take me back to Bernardo, West Bernardo, and back to my car. All right, start heading back. Here we are. So now I'm back on West Bernardo on the bike path. Yeah, a little climbing ahead of me. Honestly, not looking forward to it because I'm kind of tired. But keep heading up this way, and hopefully I'll be back in the next 10 minutes or so. Alright, here's the other trail right here. Where I came. Like I said, I did go this way, thinking I'm not going to make it up to Bernardo because I thought I missed the bridge, which is actually that way. But I'm not going to include that mileage. Leave the footage in, but not the mileage. So that's the trail I would come out, turn right. Here it is right here. Turn right is where I would have gone to go back to the car. Turn left to go to Bernardo Mountain. Keep trekking up this last uphill of the day. Alright, I'm back. Here's my car. Right over there. It's a welcome sight right now. I'm kind of tired. Hips are a little sore. It's a short walk along the paved bike path. So there's my car. This is gonna do it for me. Thanks for coming along. Hill 510, Hill 498, and Bernardo Mountain. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next hike.